My panel, I think, is entitled How to Get Movies Made Outside the Studio System. So having been in the studio system for almost 27 years, I'm looking forward to discussing what it's like to be on the outside after that long period of time, and maybe giving some people some insight into studio thinking and how the system operates, and also talking about my my plan and the goals for 2.0 entertainment, which I'm very excited about. Well, we're going to be a financier and producer of film and television product. We have a handful of pictures that we're already working on in partnership with Sony. My deal's at Sony. And also we have a burgeoning slate of television projects that I'm very excited about. So I think in a world where the boundary between film and television is dissolving and talent is moving back and forth, we're just looking to make high quality content and then figure out where to place that content, whether it's a film, a limited series, a full length series, but to work with the best talent, the best writers and directors in the world. Well, there's so many different factors that go into determining whether is this a feature film, is it a studio film, is it an independent film, or should it be done in a longer form. But I would say the two of the key factors are, does the movie, is there a theatrical imperative? Do you have to see this in a theater? Is it cinematic? Will it be compelling enough to an audience to get people to put down their iPhones, their iPads, get away from their television screen? There's so much compelling content that they can get in the home. Will this be enough to drag them to the theater? So that's one factor. And then the other factor is simply, can the movie be told in the feature film structure and format, or is it a story that sort of spans more time, has more characters, and needs 6-8 hours of television time to be told, or is it an ongoing series that has more of a novelistic sort of feeling to it and should be a full-length series? So we look at the projects through that lens, those lenses. Look, because I've been inside the studio and not been looking at projects and financing projects from the standpoint, is this studio, is it independent, is it a pre-sale? It's hard for me to compare, how the market's changed over the last several years. I would say that I think what studios have been looking for and continue to look for has changed a little bit. In that last, say, 5-year period. There's certainly a great deal of emphasis now on intellectual property or branded content. Sequels, reboots, remakes are sort of what all the studios seem to be looking for. But at the same time, they're large organizations. They have marketing and distribution arms that span the globe, and they need more product than just the 5 or 6 event films that they can find every year. So I think that there's still a healthy appetite for mid-range films, original films, and they've been consistently working and will, I believe, continue to work. That's part of where we're going to focus our energies in terms of developing and packaging films for the studio pipeline. This may sound a little Pollyanna-ish, but I actually believe it. I believe this is true of a project, at a micro budget all the way up to blockbuster budgets. It's about the story and the quality of the screenplay. So I would suggest be focused on that. The script. There's an old saying. It's hackneyed, so I apologize, but if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage, and that's true. So I would say focus on the material.